fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of May 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. And boy, are those moves massive, especially for you right out of the gate. As we begin the month on the 1st, we are going to have Pluto stationary retrograde in your sign. Now, I will say this is the first time that you are experiencing this energy in your lifetime. And I say that because normally Pluto takes about 260 years to go all the way around the zodiac. Pluto station in your sign hasn't happened for about that long, especially not for the first time in your sign, whether that's your rising sign, your sun sign, or even your moon sign. This is where Pluto is at the height of its power. And it's also an incredible opportunity for you to gain a glimpse into some of the really powerful energies at your fingertips and what the coming 20 years are likely to be like in terms of how they help you to face fears, but also to overcome them. It is that Pluto stationing that tends to be felt more. Once Pluto changes directions, we feel a release, we feel the shift, and that can change so much for you now. It is Pluto that is inviting you to dig deep, to get authentic, to get honest, to understand something essential about who you are, your resolve, a deep strength. And a lot of that can be found in emotion. Whatever it is that you're trying to transform, that you're trying to change, you do as much as you can do. You do your best, and then you surrender the rest, knowing that it will come together in the fullness of time as it is meant to. But that doesn't absolve you of all the power that you have, not by far, and you have a lot. It's the distinction that the stations help you to make, to understand the limits of your power, but also to transcend them within yourself, to know that you can face those fears, overcome them. Well, that is actually a key theme throughout this month in important moments. And I'm going to come back to Pluto in just a little bit. But yes, the station retro is going to be a big deal. It's going to show you something about powerful energies and lessons that you will be engaged in for the coming 2 decades of your life. As we navigate forward on the 5th of the month, we have a lunar eclipse taking place at the top of your sky. Part of what makes this eclipse so special is that it is standing across the sky from your modern ruling planet Uranus. It personalizes the energy for you that much more. Retrograde Mercury is also across the sky from this eclipse. This eclipse is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with career, life purpose, and an understanding of your higher direction. What a higher, more loving vision for your life may be, the destiny and the legacy that you're working towards. Now, sometimes with energy like this, very quickly you may need to pay attention to a career related matter. It could be that you're on the precipice of big breakthroughs and new opportunities, but it may also be that the universe needs to kind of shake you out of what path may no longer be for you so that you can align with something that actually is right for you. With this energy, there's opportunity, yes, but if there is opportunity, it'll come out of nowhere. If there is closure, it'll come out of nowhere as well. Where there is a deadline, it'll come up suddenly and you'll meet it and exceed it. Where it is that you're coming to understand your purpose differently, stay rooted in some true expression of your highest self. Career related breakthroughs, new ideas, new possibilities, well, they can come out of nowhere. As much as this is an energy of perhaps putting a big project to a close, it's also excitement about all that there is possible for you ahead. Now, as we navigate to the middle of the month, this is where we reach an important peak moment. I feel like it's those days in the middle of the month that represent some of the most important celestial events to happen for the year. That includes for you as well. So, first on the 15th, Mercury goes direct. Mercury retrograde has taken place at the foundation of your chart, having to do with home, having to do with your understanding of where home is for you, whether it's redecorating, renovating, or making more consequential moves. That's part of the consideration that's been there. This is also about your family of origin, your parents in particular, perhaps communicating more with them, or perhaps spontaneous reunions with members of your family. Well, as we get to that Mercury direct, this is where you find some answer that you might have been looking for deep within. If you'd hope to make progress on a project related to a home based business or working with homes, this is where it starts to feel like it finally moves forward. New ideas and understandings as to where home is for you can find you in an instant. But this part of the sky is so lit up. This is going to be your power center now and for the period ahead. The following day, on the 16th, Jupiter changes signs. Jupiter is going to move into the foundation of your chart for the coming year. This is so important for you. This is about getting your foundations right, understanding again where home is, what feels like home to you, making your home a pleasing place. If it is that you work from home or with homes, you'll be dedicating that much more energy and time to ensuring that you like your space, that it feels right for you. And this can also be a wonderful indication of healing energy coming in to your family, in particular your family of origin, where that applies. And so it could be now that there is the beginning of a cycle that should bring good news all around. I think you're going to love this energy. It's going to help you to feel more at home within your body, within your own skin. And that in turn helps you to move through the world that much more. Now, I will speak about this at length in the Jupiter special horoscope, so be on the lookout for that. But I did need to mention it now because this is such a big energy. I know lots of people are thinking about it out there. But it doesn't stop there. As Jupiter steps into this brand new part of the sky, we're going to have a new moon here taking place on the 19th. That new moon brings with it excitement and hope and belief and action. And so, yes, this could be a new home, a new understanding, buying, selling, moving, attracting a new roommate. All of it brings a lot of joy for you now. But that's not it. As Jupiter steps into this brand new part of the sky as a new moon and a direct Mercury asks you to focus on your foundations, Jupiter is going to set the stage for a larger configuration. And that is called the Grand Fixed Cross, perhaps the most important moment of the year for many of us out there. It is the Grand Fixed Cross now, with Jupiter stepping into a fixed sign. All the fixed signs are going to be lit up in powerful ways. Your sign is a fixed sign, which means this energy ends up having a sweeping effect, speaking to identity and relationships and career and destiny and home and foundations. It is here that so much of what you understand yourself to be, what's important to you, all of it could change very quickly now. But there's something very honest here as well that's going to be very meaningful to you also. So Jupiter steps in, squares Pluto in your sign, Mars newly in your opposite sign. It is going to be Jupiter that squares that as well. Pluto and Mars are going to be in opposition across the sky from each other on the 20th of the month as well. You add the nodes in, the north node so close to Jupiter, the south node opposite that at the top of your sky of career and purpose. Well, you can see here, so much is going to come forward for you now, a different understanding of what's worth going for, what you're fighting for, what you're moving towards, but also whom it is you are, whom it is you're aligned with, who is there with you. So I don't want to discount the importance of this energy of this time, especially for the Aquarians out there. This might feel stressful, especially as we approach the 20th. And yet, it is an important moment. It's a turning point, if you will. You're understanding yourself, your partnerships, your alliances differently in some way. You're coming to a clarity, a truth about you. And from there, that can't help but change so many facets of your life. As much as we start the month with this heightened awareness of your power and the limits of it with Pluto, you feel a resurgence of that awareness that much more as we move further into the month. There's a lot of energy building, but then this energy peaks and moves on. Where it comes to matters of love, I think this opposition is going to speak very powerfully in the context of love for a lot of Aquarians out there. Mars moving into your opposite sign happens about once every 2 years. And when it takes place, there's an increased focus on another person, perhaps pouring a lot of energy towards another person. The fact that Mars is going to stand across the sky from Pluto, well, that is some powerful energy right there. It can speak to some power struggle or power game playing out with another. Where you're accessing the higher sense of this vibration, well, that's where you are understanding what needs to change within you, and you're also not thinking you're responsible for the change of another. You're letting them decide whether or not they want the change. You might be there to facilitate a little bit, but even that might feel like too much for you now. Whether it is related to the past and the hurt stirring, or whether it is related to your direction, your understanding of what it is you're really wanting from other people one on one. It also comes down to you and what you're wanting from yourself, what you expect partnership to bring out of you, where you have it, where you did have it, where you didn't, where you don't. This energy is also powerfully karmic. And what I mean by that is this is about a spiritual turning point. It can be. And that turning point is going to involve the truth of what you feel about another, where it's healthy, where it isn't, where the struggle isn't worth it. But where it is that you're challenged to be better, well, those alliances can grow stronger. By turning points and karmic turning points, I mean if it's meant to navigate further, it will. But if it isn't, that'll be evident. The right relationship won't tire you out, won't drain you, but rather encourages you to change to be your best, but in a way that brings love. There's a difference, there's a big difference, and you'll feel it, you'll know it. For those of you open to meeting someone new, this can be a very powerful attraction towards another person. Lots is stirring within. Now, you, the other person, it's possible, may not necessarily be on the same page. I think it's more likely that this other person has much stronger feelings. That's one possibility. But of course, it's also possible that the two of you are meeting in a place of equal determination, equal passion as well. Be aware when you're coming in with such high energy, such intensity, possibly a lot of passion as well. Um, that isn't necessarily the energy from which a lot of self knowledge is found right away. So you may need to pace yourself there. I feel like passion could be very high for some Aquarians, but also possible there could be very strong reactions or provocations that don't feel right for you. This is an energy of extremes, but it's also an energy of truth. The truth of what you feel will be there. For those of you just starting to date somebody, this is a turning point moment, if ever. There may be some challenging truth that you have to look at that may not be easy, but might feel necessary. The truth of what is at the root of your attraction to this person, what's really going on within them, and how you feel with them. Again, lots of heightened energies here. You are going to want to be careful with this because it can get so intense and so passionate. It can be a turning point that helps the two of you get honest and bonded very quickly, or it's a turning point where you realize this is not the person for you. There's not a lot of middle ground with these energies, but there is honesty. If someone feels draining, that is not the one for you. Now, for those of you in an established bond, what a remarkable time this can be. I gotta say, power struggles, power games, uh, feelings that one is not being fair to the other. Some of that might be authentic, some of it might be manipulation. I'm sorry to say, but it does happen. Remember, there's something very honest about the energy that comes forward here now. That honesty might be you, your own jealousy that may surprise you. I mean, Aquarians are among the least jealous of the zodiac, so it may actually take you aback or by surprise. But also possible with this is a sense of this other person maybe crossing a line. There is a line, of course. If it is that you don't feel safe emotionally or physically, if it is that this person feels tiring or draining, and that can happen when there's gaslighting, for example. But of course, because of the nature of these energies, and I'm so sorry to say, but it does happen, there can be aggression here. And what you do is you stay true to you, stay true to what you feel and what's right for you to do. That's where breakthroughs become possible. And so that's not a likely scenario, but there may be a small percentage. If that's an established pattern, it's like now you can't avoid it. Here it is, right in your face. You have to deal with it. And dealing with it might mean going in a different direction altogether. There are going to be some Aquarians, though, who are going to reach sort of a bottom line, a turning point, if you will. That turning point might be together, bonded closer than ever, but it might be a turning point that has you saying you're burning this bridge and you're going in a whole other direction. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. Now, I know things got a little intense there towards the end where it talked about love. It's just about being aware, being conscious. It's also possible if it is that you're not thinking about love, it could come on quite strong. Also possible your own awareness around your own resistance to getting into a partnership or a particular dynamic could show up as well. There's something honest coming forward. It's showing you some truth about you, what works for you, and what doesn't. There's a lot of passion here as well. So use this power responsibly and consciously. There's so much beautiful energy happening when you are in your own time and space, allowing yourself to carve out what feels like a sanctuary of sorts, knowing that you can be in a room of your own, cultivating your ideas or figuring out what you're really feeling. That's where the power is. You need a home base now. That's where you're going to understand and bring optimism rushing in to lift you up and to help you to truly navigate this time that much more for the better. Thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. As a superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes, access to exclusive live events, and higher tiers get you things like access to Synchronicity University classes, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. I look forward to meeting you there.